Yes.
I mean, not necessarily confirmed, but here you have it. 3 movies, which is unheard of as of late. 3 movies of dubious natures, all premiering on the same weekend. That has not happened for quite some time. But yeah, pretty much the idea that Saw and the new Paw Patrol movie are coming out the same weekend, people are equivaling it to Barbenheimer, considering you have these 2 drastically different movies. But then you also have some people being like, don't forget, you also have The Creator, which looks great. Although I don't know if a movie about AI intelligence taking over the Earth and destroying humanity is probably the best look right now. I don't know, but out of these 3 movies, because this is the competition for that weekend, these are the big 3 that are going to be coming out at the end of September.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to necessarily ask you which one is cash and which one's trash, but which one of these 3 do you think has the best opportunity to be cash?
Paw Patrol.
Saw.
Paw Patrol.
Oh, okay. Difference of opinion. Rob, let's go with you. Why do you say?
Well, out of these 3 options, the only one I would watch is Paw Patrol because I don't watch I don't watch horror. So, and I think the Creator's going to be trash. But no, in general, one, I think there's been too many Saw movies.
That is true. Yes,
The
with
fact that we're getting a 10,
diminishing return.
you know, and also I think the Paw Patrol will do the best because that's like an icon of. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but no. I'm just kidding. But anyways,
I think if Paw Patrol beats Saw, it will be a heartbreak.
Yeah.
I think it will because that's what the kids talk about nowadays. It's Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol. So now that you put an actual movie in the theaters, a Paw Patrol.
Second movie, even.
Oh, there was one before this?
Exactly.
Hey, I'm just saying, it actually went to theaters?
Yeah.
How did that one do?
You
But
like
no,
that guy,
the
Andy
fact
Dandy?
that this is, like I said, I'm not going down. They're superhero, they're puppies. It's gonna beat these 3 movies or the other 2 movies.
Whoa. As much as I'm an animal lover, but Saw bringing back Crane, bringing back the main actor for the role, and the girl.
Robin Bell. Yes.
This is something that everybody's been anticipating on, and it's not Saw 10 meaning, oh, this is a new chapter. It's a new chapter, but I think it takes place like after 3.
Actually, it takes place between 1 and 2.
1 and 2, yeah.
Wait.
Yeah,
So
because by 3, he's already in the bed dying.
Yeah.
So this is 1.5?
Yeah.
So why are
essentially,
they calling
yeah, it's like an untold tale from that timeline.
So why call it Saw X and not Saw the prequel or
Because
there has been 10 of them.
Yeah, but aren't the other ones in order or no?
No, they're pretty much most of the films are not in order.
Yeah, once you get past the 3rd movie, the Saw franchise does play fast and loose with like when things occur throughout the timeline of Jigsaw himself, from when he first is having issues with his cancer, with the death of his child, to his own death and his legacy living on in other people, yada yada. It's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey BS.
Right.
Okay.
So in order to understand it, you had to watch this one, which is 10, then 2, then 3, and I think because
is the budget low on this one? Is it high?
Dane, you can look that one up. I did want to point out Paw Patrol. The original Paw Patrol, its budget was $26 million. Opened with 13, grossed 40. Worldwide gross was $144 million.
So that one was cash.
The first one was cash, so I mean there is something to what Day is saying that if the Paw Patrol sequel, the Mighty movie as they call it, if it is cheap enough, it should do well.
Yeah.
As for
I
Saw,
was gonna say with the Paw Patrol, you don't really need that big of a budget because it is an animation.
15
film.
million, somewhere around 15 million.
Okay, then I have
that's for Saw X.
Yeah.
then I have to say it's going to be cash.
Yeah, it's hard not to think that Saw X won't be cash, only because, again, when you look
That
at the
means-
first two horror films that we're getting in the month, you're getting The Nun 2, which is going to be good. You're getting The Haunting in Venice, which will probably be middling. But then you get something like Saw.
I mean that.
And a Saw movie for Halloween,
Yeah.
it hits different. Like, if this thing came out over the summer, nobody would care. But you're going to have the people with the gorephobia, like gore-phobia. And they're going to be going on their dates with their partners, and they're going to be shrieking and jump scaring and yada, yada, yada. It is perfect timing.
And
I cannot believe that it won't do well.
And the fact that it only has to make 30 million to be cash, yeah, I have to say it. Even though I'm not going to be one of those audience members, but it's going to be. There's a lot of these movies that Rob's not going to. And for anyone wondering, no, I'm not seeing Paw Patrol. I was just giving an example out of the 3 movies that would be the one, but I am not going to the theaters to see that.
Ladies,
I didn't even know there was the first one.
The thing is, the creator is probably going to get the low end of the stick here.
I really, because of, I mean, to be honest, if that movie would have came out a year ago, perfect. But
yeah,
now that AI is starting to be an actual issue,
yeah,
to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if there was boycotts for this movie of actors telling people to not go see the movie, just for the simple fact of what it is.
No, I don't see that happening.
No,
I see.
Well,
I
don't.
Yeah, I don't see strikers really going out like that, but I can see possibly some people being like, "Is this the future you want?"
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of great people behind this movie, being directed by Gareth Edwards, starring John David Washington, which, let's face it, Tenet wasn't his shining moment, but he's still a great actor.
Yeah.
Gemma Chan, Allison Janney, Ken Watanabe. You know, you got a nice cast here.
I don't really know any of those names.
And it's basically about like a human trying to protect this
AI
new AI robotic child hybrid who is going to be like the key to salvation.
Yeah, they're trying to unalive it throughout at least that's what it showed in the trailer. Because I did see the trailer because I went to the theaters, and that was one of the things that showed.
Wow. If that was
Kyle with the hot take.
Kyle says if that was the case, Expendables would be boycotted.
You know what, Kyle?
But yeah, I mean, also the big issue with Creator is that it looks CGI heavy to hell.
Yeah.
Like you have a lot of like robotic AI console sort of things going on. You've got this green screen thing with the child where it's like half her head is missing and it's all like servos and gyros.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that the Creator is going to be one of those movies that will probably pick up more steam once award season comes around and more people talk about it then. By then, it'll already be on streaming. But as far as theatrical compared to the other two, it's going to get lost in the mire.
Yeah. And because you do have other movies that are going to be trending at that time as well.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. I can imagine a lot of people would be like, you know, oh, who cares about the sci-fi nonsense? Let's do the horror thing. At that point, Haunting in Venice and Nun 2 will still be in theaters, so that's all that's really going to matter.
How is Blue Beetle doing?
It went from first place to third place real quick.
Yeah, but how is it doing box-wise? Do we know?
That pretty much said it right there. But
I mean, is it going to be? Do we think it's going to stay trash, or stay cash?
Oh, it's going to stay trash. It's definitely going to stay trash.
It was a really good movie.
You've got too many things coming out that are more seasonally appropriate.
That's a shame because that movie was really good, and I can't wait for the second one.
Told you.
I told you. I want to know what
I
the
mean, I'm
current.
just happy Turtles is still in the top 5.
I want to know what the current budget is for it, or not budget, but the current ratings of it. Or
No, I mean, I agree with your Brock.
oh,
Jesus Christ!
hey.
Yes, we know
Wow.
it's not as good as Barbie,
Not as good as.
but it's Warner Brothers.
Not as good as Barbie.
So if nothing else, who knows what this weekend will be like considering the holiday, but by the time Nun 2 comes around, that's going to be another Warner Brothers property that's going to be up on top.
You know what? Warner Brothers is just sweeping Disney. Disney better get their act together. Let's put it like this. Disney,
Yep.
you better get your act together. Sony, you better step your game up. Warner Brothers is just demolishing y'all this year.
Yup.
Well, it's been lucky because of one movie thus far.
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
too.
But as long as it keeps that gravy train going, and unfortunately, I mean, with Dune 2 being pushed to 2024, they are at least setting themselves up for the next year, even if it's not going to help this year.
Right.
Yeah.
But Warner Brothers, like I said last week, Warner Brothers needs to learn from this.